Drainage mills still dot the wide open landscape of the drained marshes, alongside winding tracks, field gates and isolated farmsteads, creating tranquil spaces with big sky views. In Roman times, the great estuary lay to the east of Norwich, with a wide mouth connecting with the sea where Great Yarmouth now sits. Roman forts at Caister and Borough Castle protected the waterway, but as sea levels dropped and a sand spit spread across the estuary mouth, the open water reduced, creating extensive marshes. From the early medieval period, with lower sea levels, opportunities were taken to enclose the marshes, building up banks and keeping out the sea. This turned them into sweet or freshwater marshes and improved the quality of the grazing. Sheep were the mainstay of the medieval economy, creating wealthy landowners who helped fund many impressive local churches. By the 18th century, cattle were tending to replace sheep. Driven to these extensive summer pastures from as far away as Scotland, populous London and the southeast provided ready markets for the quickly fattened stock. The low-lying marshes were split by dikes or ditches that helped drain excess water. These medieval dikes often followed the course of previous river creeks, leaving undulating patterns in the marsh landscape. With rising sea levels, the riverbanks had to be made higher, and water pumped out of the low-lying fields into the river. It was wind power that provided the energy for the pumps, and there still remains across the Broads today wonderful examples of the different styles and designs of drainage mills, from wooden frameworks to brick towers, and from simple scoop wheels to more sophisticated turbines. Whilst the value of the grazing was still high, landowners invested in new, straighter ditches and sophisticated networks to move water around, from the shallow gripes or foot drains on the marshes to major dikes leading to the river walls, where the powerful pumps lifted the water up and into the rivers. In the winter, with the higher water levels, the marshes became a haven for wildfowl, attracting huge numbers of birds, with thousands of ducks and geese moving from estuary to fields to sky. 19th century shooting records suggest phenomenal numbers being taken, the marshman's low-lying punt and gun perhaps hitting 70 birds at a time. Today, there is still constant effort to move water around and care for livestock. The ditches behind the river walls, known as soak dikes, provide material to top up the riverbanks that give flood protection and benefit the freshwater marshes by keeping out the river water that can be high in nutrients and salt content. Wildlife can thrive in these conditions when the water quality is right, and along with a protective reed border on the river edges, the extensive drained marshes of the Broads provide a fantastic habitat for birds, water voles, invertebrates, plants and fish, and many other species.